Hey everybody, this is Jaxie, and welcome to Let's Play Decisive Campaigns Warsaw to Paris, Turn 3. Weather is still beautiful, and it is now September 5th. So, a couple interesting updates, and I'll show in the history here, but this unit, it wasn't Gdansk, and it moves to Danzig. So, we have some teleporting Polish units. We have a couple battles, artillery there, poor Third Army. Nothing doing. 100 men. They really don't like Third Army. We do lose some anti-tank right there. 100 German infantry, but no panzers out of Third. But yeah, just the teleporting. Didn't know Poland had that technology. I'm surprised this went the way it did, knowing that. So let's get started and do our recon. Some of our salients held and some did not, but we're going to keep pushing and keep trying to get this big prize right here. See if we can get these forts cut off and see what crossings we can do here. This turn we're going to show off something new. We do actually have some supply problems, and we'll talk about how that happens and what to do about it. Not a lot of super deep defenses, so I know if we can finally get those encirclements, get some of those bigger pockets going, then there's just not going to be a lot behind it. And they do have some reserves moving in. Unfortunately, couple flooded areas, a little bit in the north. But I think we can get some good stuff. Yeah, they're definitely trying to move some troops in. They know what I'm doing. Like here, this is kind of cute. They're gonna try to encircle me, cut me off, but I'm faster. My men are better trained. They're not gonna be able to do it. Let's just recon down south, and then get going with Third Army. No, I know there's AA in there. They're not gonna let me have these salients down here for free, but I'm hoping I can do something. I can just keep pushing. If I can keep my panzers well enough supplied, I can force them to retreat, 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 retreat. But as we're going to see, I got to start consolidating pockets. Well, first things first here, I guess I have to chase this unit. And I don't know. I don't know what I could do to prevent it from teleporting again. Problem is, I don't have full points in those units, so just going to wait. I guess my reserve is going to start coming up this way. Because if they're going to get that feisty, I'm going to have to do something about it. Let's start consolidating here, work my way down, and get rid of this. You'll notice when they get these little pockets, if they can get road crossings, they do complicate supply. When we get to 8th and 10th Army, that is a good strategy for a Polish player. An email is to cut roads, cut rail, cut bridges. Even if you're not operationally able to do something, if you can keep the Germans from having the supplies they need where they need them, I mean, you can at least be a pain. You might not be able to attack, counterattack, take ground from them, but you can annoy them and slow them down because the most common victory condition, like Poland's not going to win a straight up fight, but if they can make it to, I believe it's October 10th, they win. And the Germans are too slow and didn't do as well as history. So, yeah, let's keep them together. I'm not going to force that crossing. I don't think I can, but I can come up behind once I have some other units. Let's open up that. He can come over here and repair that bridge when he gets time, but start consolidating. They've been rotting in a pocket for one turn. Looks like they might not be ready yet. So I'll do that. Hit them from all sides next turn. I shouldn't be able to do anything. This unit here, because it's 1, and because I don't mind using my reserves, let's take it to them. Well, equal casualties, but 27th is not going to give up without a fight. It did destroy their readiness and definitely got rid of their entrenchment. So, a little bit of morale loss for me. We'll just wait. Next turn, we'll be better. This cavalry, though, because it had already been in some fighting, I'm going to hit it with army artillery. Should be big enough scale even without full turns. Yeah, they're taking massive losses. Let's see if 1 regiment's enough, even in the woods. If it's not, I'll throw something else in. I just want to save the rest of 32nd. There, 100 men, but that's out of there. Don't have to worry about those counters anymore. And we can keep pushing. This is kind of a mess. Let's actually wheel over. I want to put these reserve divisions in a place where they can start consolidating the 16th. That's much more secure. Let's bring them into contact. And start wearing away. $500 men. Alright. I think I'm going to try to open up this road. I'm going to need an engineer to do it, but you'll notice Kempf right here. They don't have full supplies, and the way we can see that, we can go to First Corps. First Corps right now, it's looking pretty good. It's in the yellow. And Third Army is their immediate HQ. So this is where we can turn on the supply layer and see. Right now, 139 out of 250, so they're getting enough supplies. Going through the marsh there, it's probably hurting a little bit, but not too bad. I can actually shift them over, that'll help. So if they're getting enough, and it's not Third Army's fault, we can turn on the supply layer here and see what the problem is. And the problem is it has to go all the way around, hit some marshy areas, and go through, and then go through another marsh. There's no road right here. This area being cut off and under enemy control means that it's barely getting the supplies. It's almost at that 250. And that's why these units are not getting everything they're requisitioning. That's a bit of a problem. So we're going to open this up, and then one of our priorities is going to be to fix this bridge. For now, though, I do have enough to be able to continue just creating these pockets. Hold ground, that doesn't do me any good. First Corps, they're on the attack. They're not passive. They need to be not thinking about just holding. But we're going to continue to flank. It looks like they're pulling back. They're out of contact with the units that were in contact before, which is good for me. I'll take some free territory. They don't have any support for this regiment. That's kind of a mistake. Yep. Lost some support units. Their readiness is real low. I can probably even... Let's hit them with a mixed attack. Having 12th and 1 regiment of 1st will be fine. Gives me a little concentric bonus even if they're separate divisions. 200 to 800, beautiful. I'll take ratios like that all day. But this guy, that 3rd Regiment of the 20th, not going to give me anything easily. So then let's just keep going around. We have some roads down here. We have a nice little bridgehead, and I have some cavalry ready to blast through. They have no one in this town, but they're going to take it next turn. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. But I can keep threatening on this flank. I will keep the 11th in contact. And the 61st, you're going to start coming around. Make them think about it. Give us some options. They have a lot of artillery support. I'm not going to sling anything at them. One thing I've learned with Poland, they will counter batter you, and this game is pretty good at showing that. Support units make sense. I'm going to move up, keep these guys in the green. They have some road access, has to go through some marsh here, and unfortunately this town is going to cut that, but I think we'll be okay. Over here, if they want to play that game, I'll do that. I'm going to have to spread pretty thin, but I'm just going to keep encircling. As much as I would love to take some towns, that'll be secure. They could attack this artillery unit, but I'm going to risk it, put it there just as a block. It's my fault if anything happens. Take a victory point for free. He'll have to come back very soon, though. Get in contact with the rest of the corps. So these guys are securely blocked. Took some casualties. I don't think they're going anywhere. And keep slinging shells. Even though this dive bomber unit over here is close enough to support these guys, there's just not enough combat there for me to do anything. I'm actually going to save them for weakening these units. As I start breaking down pockets, I'm going to just keep hitting them, try to reduce their movement as much as possible. And you're out in the open. I think I might want that road. Because, yep, I would lose so many movement points that it's just not worth it. 20th is going to bite the bullet, so 2nd motorized can spring loose. Bring you down there. Beautiful. And now 16th, even though there's a lot in there, I can break this. Let's hit them with dive bombers. I'm going to bring that far one from over here. It's fine by me. They do have a little bit of anti-air. A little bit it hurt, but a lot of their artillery's down, a lot of their anti-air is down. Their entrenchment is 0. Morale dropped, readiness dropped. We hit them with some shells. They shouldn't have enough artillery to adequately fight back now. Beautiful. A lot of support units, 200 men, and their counter battery just not very strong anymore. Some panzers. Motorized infantry will do half the attack. Woof. Came down to the last round there. Lost a little bit of infantry, some armored cars, some machine guns, but yep, 20th did its job. Knew they would. I'm really glad, though, I had so many movement points from my panzer unit. And if you see, this is how big of a deal zone of control is. It's exactly the same amount of movement with that unit destroyed with only 30 action points. That's how much breaking out of contact would have cost. And now, even though 20th, you stick together, is done, 2nd's going to come down and get ready. I gotta find a way to shift them off. Kemp's in a tight spot. He really can't do anything to cut around. I don't know if he's strong enough to take this unit on by itself. I mean, they are just reserves. They barely have machine guns, but they're fully ready. Kempf is down on fuel. I'll decide if I want to designate some bigger guns to that. Third, it might be your time to shine. I'm going to have the 50th come up right here. And they can get rid of this unit so it's out of contact of third. I don't want their zone of control messing with third at all. And beautiful. Weakened artillery, that's been sitting in a pocket for a bit. 100 stack. And they still have a little bit of movement to spare. Let's do that. Engineers. I didn't do enough recon, but we'll see if I feel brave. This flak unit, they do have some men, some autocannons. I'm going to see if I can shift them out with 30 seconds. 30 seconds been shelled. They've been in some heavy combat. But if I can open up this, I'm going to have a nice rail line here, and I won't have to attack most of 15th. I mean, except they're missing their 1st regiment. I don't know where it is, or if I already destroyed it, I may have. But attacking most of a division with engineer support in the woods with tanks, not going to go well. But even with zone of control, if I can just slide by, makes life easier. And third, yeah, I'm going to need your artillery too. They're going to counter battery. Nothing I can do about that, but I got to try to shift them off. And second, no. You need to be ready. Didn't get the counter battery. Beautiful. Don't know if they're starting to lose readiness movement points, if they've been pulling back, starting to have some attrition because I've been pushing so hard. Let's get them out of there. Took 100 men, made me feel it. Wasn't free, but now, yeah, third, of course you want to do it. Let's hit him. Your artillery can come up. Oh, well, let's see. Was this city? Yeah, it's light urban. But I can have you attack from this side. You take that road. I don't want panzers fighting in the city. That's needless casualties. That's not going to do me any favors. Do we have any good bonuses? We actually do. This might be a waste because of the partial movement, but I want to give them a little extra oomph. See if I can shift this off. Now, 3rd Panzer, no way. I don't want you in this at all. 30 movement points, 40-40. I hate to do it. I'm going to lose that nice concentric, but I gained some divisional. Wow, so that card, that shows that 40% does make a difference. I don't think I would have won that combat without. Not that they weren't strong enough, but I don't think I would have had the movement. Do I want to throw some shells? See what I get back? Yeah, nothing doing. Alright. And third, you just want to break in the open, don't you? Yeah, you do. You're a Panzer division. You just want to blast by. So I'll indulge you. There, now the 15th should have to withdraw unless they want to get cut off. I don't think, and if the 26 gangs up on lair, that could get dicey, but I don't think they can. I don't think they really have the resources and supplies. Got to start moving up my core HQs. I think my army ones are more or less okay. Saving a lot of my air. I think I'm just gonna start hitting exposed units and keep them from trying to retreat. Now, second, can you close this pocket? No, you can't. You can't be my best friend. At least not the ones jumping over the river. No, you're not gonna do much. Maybe this one, though. Can I get some zone of control? Not quite. Very close. Close to cutting out the 15th, but I think just the threat is going to be enough. Kemph going to have no chance going over a broken bridge. Well, let's see what air I have. If I can get this reserve unit out of here. This reserve unit that has amazing BARs. Wow. Shooting down fighters. Fighters flying at full height. Nothing on a BAR. This game has been interesting. Between teleporting poles and BAR AA guns. Seen some interesting stuff. Maybe can you support? No. I don't think you can. But take Plock. That's what you can do, engineers. Brave engineers. Alright, Kemph, try. That air was pretty devastating. Lost some tanks. Some of my lighter ones, some Panzer 1s and some Panzer 2s, 200 men, but shifted them off. Getting ready to pinch this salient. I need a little wiggle room. I did not want them to get cut off. Now you get ready to take that. And you guys, can you pocket? I would really enjoy a pocket. Do I have any dive bombers left for north? I don't. Let's see what level bombers can do. I really want them out of there. 200 men, not bad. How much would this cost? 35. Artillery. Yeah, you go across the river. See what can be done about this pocket. 33 readiness. I have to try. I want to close it. I can't close it otherwise. I just hope they can win quickly. And they can't. So this is the first time we've had what's kind of a defeat. The attack is out of AP, basically. I wasn't able to shift them. Lost 600 men, some machine guns to 300. Not the proudest moment, but it won't hurt my readiness too much. My units are just too good. It's going to slow theirs. Really wanted to pocket this in this turn, but to no avail. Sometimes you have to try. I remind myself in these games, that's what infantry's for. You don't just have them for fun and for looking at. You need enough to take Warsaw. You can't really forget that, but, you know, use them. They're meant to shift units. If the first time I played this game, I was so focused on pockets that I really just neglected to break them down, and my supplies did get pretty bad, and I couldn't take Warsaw. I think I actually lost the first time I ever just booted this up and cold played it from the get-go. Okay, you take that crossing, but this cavalry just wants to sit there on a city at a big crossroads, be a nuisance. That's fine, that's what they're gonna do. That's what I would do. Pocket those units. And let's put them in contact, get them ready to consolidate next turn. Bring my artillery up. My cat says hi, by the way. Don't know if you all can hear it. She's a mighty general too. Alright, 400 men. They're going to be ripe for taking out. Can you get a bridge? Nope. Not enough recon, but I know something's there, and this unit would just get shredded. No point in even trying. We're making good progress so far, though. Warsaw is getting closer. I'm starting to get grand encirclements. It's not that this one's very safe, but as 4th comes down, 3rd slices over, 8th Army is actually making some pretty good progress, but I gotta imagine 10th is gonna have a breakout. And with this right here, I'm gonna have to wheel them north at some point. I don't want to wheel 10th Army straight east. I'm gonna save that for 14th. That's why they have their mobile units. Try to meet up down here, break off this whole pocket. It's gonna take a couple turns, but it's only the 5th. I have time. I'm not worried. 24th. There, secure that pocket. I'm trying to do better about making this game look nice. I know when I play PBEM with people, a lot comment how I will mix units, how I love to just take every last hex, even if it ruins my cohesion and makes my advances look nasty. You're just gonna give me Varta, huh? But I'm trying to keep my units a little more coherent. How is he? That's a mighty artillery. He had so much zone of control. I can't outright go there. My leading elements are there, but wasn't gonna give me it right off. All right, 17th. It's your time to shine. I want all of this open so I can start getting more supplies. These units are starting to run out too. They don't have a bridge here. They don't have a bridgehead here. Even as I throw my panzers deeper, I gotta start fixing supply lines. It is that time. It's not as bad as the French campaign. Playing the French campaign, you will have to do this more often, especially once you get the breakout. If you go Sedan and make the race to the coast, just the sheer distance will start to wreak some havoc. Actually, do I have a nice card? I do. I'm going to give him infantry attack. Why not? 10th is done, 10th Division. They have nothing anyway. So let's get some artillery. There's so many artillery units up here. Yeah, I hit them. Hit them again. Give them some more. Now this should be easy pickings. All these units. 80 is their best readiness. Morale is dipping. Let's hit them from 3 sides with the HQ right there. A full division. Lots of bonuses. $400 men. Some machine guns. That's fine with me. Now this one, the last regiment, he might throw a wrench. So I want him out of there, though. I'm actually going to have the 19th help out. And let's see. Whoa, 19th. Not you, 18th. I've got plans for you. I'm going to take the unit with lower out. It won't affect my divisional score because I'm already mixing. Gives me the concentric, puts them into the stack, and it lets them rest. If there's a big stack like that, and it's not going to mess with your bonuses, me personally, whatever unit has the lowest readiness, they get the rest. And we took some decent casualties. We dished out a lot more. We destroyed their 3rd regiment, but the fresh ones, they just weren't ready to retreat. So we shortened the pocket. We sped it up. We're getting there. I just think we're going to need a little more time. Let's play our bonus on 10th. Have them fully ready, because next turn I want this out of here. They're on my nerves. It's light forest anyway. So here, I want to try to shift these guys, get this crossing so I can start putting engineers on it. Let's start using my air assets. Even though they have some anti-air, it's open field, it's good weather. Not bad. I took out the tankettes and some of their artillery. Let's leave it to the infantry. 19th is going to come up. I've already used some of 19th on this pocket. They're available. And no, this unit's good. Maybe some artillery. Let's give them one. And some of the Panzer support artillery. Lost 100 men. But that readiness came right down. That's beautiful. That's what we want to see. 29th. I know you're motorized, but you're going to have to take one for the team. Barely over the stacking, but get them out of there. Really? Just wasn't enough. This unit's too fresh. I gave a lot better than I got, but they're just not ready. I'm overstacked. Could have hit them again, but I guess we'll just go around. Wasn't the best result. Wasn't what I was hoping for. Because my supplies could get dicey next turn if I bypass. So I'm really going to want these things out of here so I can keep fuel going to the panzers. Maybe if I get lucky I can be a little more successful on this guy. He is in a city, but he's already seen some combat for 5 days. Already missing a lot of units. Readiness is real low. Let's hit him with this. Level bomb the city. Alright. I actually think... yeah, you can't do as much anyway. Cut him off. And take this crossing. They're much less stubborn. And see, look at... that's opening some things up now. Beautiful. Engineers, unfortunately, they don't have the points to repair that crossing, but we did get one. These units are so beat up, they're going to try to escape. I actually think... I wouldn't normally do this, wouldn't normally attack across a river. Cost me 200 men, but there. Pocket's nice and secure. I don't have to worry about that. Armored train in a city. Good entrenchment. Oh. 400 men, is it really strong enough? Let's see what my stack would be. It's not the smartest battle I've ever done, but it's such a small and weak unit. Yeah. Cost me some Panzer IVs. Not ideal, but getting my crossings. You're all support units. You won't be able to do anything next turn. Good. Alright, I'm feeling better about this now. Wasn't happy with the 28th holding out, but now we have some crossings and some options. So with Hübner here, who in the next campaign will be even more important, let's try to cut off some units. If you're going to give me a victory point for free, I'm not going to say no. But 4th Panzer. Wow. Yeah, let's start threatening Lodz too. Alright, I'm kind of splitting them. Like I said, bad habit. And they're in the city, so I hope they don't get counterattacked, but this just... what a wedge. If I can go around Lodz and avoid that battle, and think about if I get that pocket. This is good. Much better. And we'll give you some flak support in case they do attack. You have some big guns. First is going to come down, though. I want this encirclement. These shock units are strong. They have more morale, even though I've been hitting them with air. If I can cut this off, next turn I can start really doing some things. 30th's out in the open. Tell you what. Yeah, let's take this. Okay, pocket secured. But I'm actually going to use my infantry. I'm going to bleed a little and try to consolidate, get this crossing ready so these supply lines can move sooner rather than later. Because right now, too many units in the way. Plenty of artillery support. A little bit of counter battery there. I think that's the first time we've seen some decent counter battery. And do I have any air assets left? I do. Let's do this. Get them weak enough. No, I want to save the engineers. Not overstacking. Save you. These engineers, they can just add to my stack. That's fine. Your integrity is a little lower. You can take a break. 4 sides. And engineers, 100 died. 14th had to pay a little bit. But now we have a nice encirclement. And I'm going to shorten this pocket if I can. See if one unit attacking from behind, 14th can assist. Beautiful. And now next turn, I'm going to get that fuel running. Should be easy. Both of those pockets are secured. And half that corps is stuck there. 16th, the infantry is not too far behind. Wiedersheim, you gotta move up, buddy. Your men are really outpacing you. Lieb, your corps is boring. You didn't go too far. 10th Army, Reichenau. Yeah, move up. Everybody up to the front. We're taking territory. Because we must be still mad about Danzig. You know what? They retook Danzig. There we go. That's my excuse for encircling so many units and being so mean. How dare they deny us Danzig twice? It's an insult to the German people or something. And that's an insult to Poland. Wow. These deep panzer tendrils, you would think if they were going to make a stand anywhere, you would want to get 15th. Who are you? You're 10th Army. Yeah, don't go too far south. Don't get excited. But you can assist. There. You're welcome, 14th Army. And these guys will start wheeling north again. Alright, so I'm fanned out a little bit. I don't think they have the theater assets to counterattack. You're on a bridge. You're up there. You defend tanks. 15th Corps is pretty spread out, but my supply lines here are good, because these tanks are just following rail and following road. No issues. But now, to try to cut south, and yep, Poland knows exactly what I'm doing. They are going to try to stop me at all costs. Let's see what I can attack. Of course, the urban. I just don't know if I could shift him. But I wanna get some sort of pocket here. 5th Panzer has to be able to do something. Maybe it's infantry time. You're out in the field. Is there anybody left? Anybody I can even move? Nope, used all my air. Probably could have waited. 14th Army generally gets the shaft, and with the German plan too, that's sort of how it went. I'll just move these guys till I make my decision. That it really was supposed to be 10th Army show. They were to come up underneath and behind most of the Polish army. And it plays out like that here too, where it's going to be their show. Wow, if you're just going to let me march north and swing around you in all ways, I'm going to go for it. Light urban. Can't do anything about it now. So I'm just going to bypass. All tanks north. Panzers on your way. There. Threatening a lot of encirclements. No, do I have recon on this? Not full recon. But if you're going to let me take it, that's even better. Good. Look at all these mini encirclements. They're just going to have to fall back. Or they can let me take them. Either is fine by me. I don't mind. What I do mind is getting stuck fighting in the mountains. And by just going around or threatening to go around, they have to make that decision. That's on them. I was just watching Generation Kill, which is based on the writings of an embedded reporter who went in with 1st Marine Recon. And their CO a lot talks about, making the enemy react to you, not you reacting to the enemy. And that's definitely how this feels. 45th, tell you what, you don't have to sit and wait. I'm going to move them out. I'm going to leave this to 7th because this guy, he's in the mountains, but he's just going to rot there. And in a couple turns, should not matter. You'll be ready. Next turn, we can take care of that. This pocket's done. Nothing doing. 100 men. Just keep threatening. Threatening. Now this is going to be something. If I can shift any of these units out, I can get a pocket. Maybe not the super pocket, the one I really want, but I can get something. They just won't have the energy. I mean, this looks tempting, this guy right here, but 5th Panzer, they're not going to fight as well. And it's going to be a lot to move my artillery down there. But let's see. Let's try to start pinching this off. Eventually I'm going to have this whole area, but the sooner you do it, the better. You don't want to let them escape. Reading a lot of more modern books on the Eastern Front, talking about the big Russian encirclements, a lot of those guys escaped, and a lot of those guys melted into partisan units. And even though on paper they were no longer useful to the Soviets, they really gave the Germans some hell and really made the Germans work for it. I'm overstacked. Thought the engineer would do more harm than good. 10% versus 7, but he overstacked. Only 2 or 3 rounds. No good. Not a lot of casualties on either side, but made that shift. And right here. Oh, I gotta be careful how I do this. You occupy that spot. And you occupy that spot. There. Beautiful, boys. That's what we want to see. 27th. You start coming around. I don't care that you're 7th Corps. You're going to help out. I want that pocket. That's too tempting. That's 2 divisions worth. Splits them right in half. 23rd and the 55th are done then. They're just shattered. They'll be down to 1 regiment each. Won't be able to do a thing. And it gets me out of all this urban fighting. It's just going to let them rot. I'm not going to have to sweat any of that. It's beautiful. See this game? It's so fun. It's just that feeling. And you guys will notice, I look at readiness and things like that. I've only had 1 battle really turn against me. A lot of it's just feel. You can kind of sense the game. And 5th, yeah, you're going to be poised. A lot of forest and mountains here, but I want you ready to start coming around and form a huge pocket on Krakow. It's just very intuitive. You probably need to go with the big boys. Very intuitive, and you just have those moments where the plan starts coming together. You start seeing it, and it's less overwhelming than the Eastern Front, but you kind of feel blitzkrieg-y. You get these big sweeping encirclements. You get the feeling of moving around and pocketing units, then consolidating the pocket, keeping supplies open, all of that good stuff. And I'm just doing my final check, making sure I didn't miss anything too big. It's not always horrible if you leave some units unmoved. They get to recover their readiness and their integrity. But good to see if there's any interesting cards. Like here, I have some air assets I haven't used. I might as well throw them at something. Falconhorse had better units. Haste 2 is really good. If you get Haste 2 with something mobile, then you're really cooking. And you can just fling units far, far into enemy lines. But other than that, we're almost done. Another successful turn. He does not have doesn't have it in him to give a nice zone of control. Actually, part of the problem, I'm going to move him up. It costs movement points to move air units up, but not a lot. So if you're having issues with air units reaching useful things, it's not a bad idea to move him up. He's a level bomber, and I'm going to start working on this because Thorn is a thorn in my side. I know, not my best work, but I tried. I want that open so I can stop worrying about this area. But I think that's about it. Danzig Corridor, just some scattered remnants and some teleporting units. 3rd Army captured Grodno, which is really the only victory point there. Now they can start wheeling south to Bialystok. Oh, Vodrig is going to play the dance, slowly try to encircle. He might get it, he might not. But bless his heart for trying. And I'm getting close to really pinching off some units and hoping if I can bag this all before Warsaw, I'll prevent those units from withdrawing to Warsaw. One of the interesting variants of this game is one where Poland actually starts deployed a little deeper, so they're not having so many encirclements right at their edge. Kind of like the Russians were in Barbarossa. They're a little bit out of position. They're deployed too far forward. Start getting things like this. But yeah, that's episode 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have Rundstedt pump up a unit. Who are some of my best panzers? 4th looks like it's ready to bother someone. And I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.